That was cool.
Okay, we've just come in from by where the wedding is being set up, and we're going to walk into the ballroom. Now out here, I don't know if you can see him. He always look like a Secret Service guy, because this is the former president's birthplace. He must get Secret Service protection in perpetuity. See if I can get a picture of the Secret Service guy. Oh no, he's up at the top. Wow. I think the Pat Nixon exhibit is down here. We'll go see. This is only here for a year. So we'll take a look in here. Richard Nixon birthday or library and birthplace. His house and over to where the helicopter is. Okay, according to the sign, Richard Nixon birthplace. Quote, I was born in a house my father built, end of quote. President Richard Nixon, 1913-1994. In 1912, Frank and Hannah Nixon built this modest farmhouse on their small citrus ranch. Here, Richard Nixon was born January 9, 1913, and spent his first 9 years. He served his country as congressman, U.S. Senator, Vice President, and 37th President of the United States, 69 to 74. He was the first native-born Californian to hold the presidency. President Nixon achieved significant advances in international diplomacy by ending U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, opening lines of communications with China and the Soviet Union, and initiating the Middle East peace process. This is a California Registered Historical Landmark number 1015, plaque placed by the State Department of Parks and Recreation in cooperation with the Richard Nixon Library and Birthplace, dedicated January 9th, 1995. It's a nice house. Hey, Richard Milhouse Nixon, birthplace. President of the United States of America, inaugurated January 20th, 1969. Inaugurated for second term January 20th, 1973. We are proud of our native son, a man who has spared nothing of himself to help build a great nation. The birthplace of Richard Milhouse Nixon, who through devotion to his country, rose to become Vice President of the United States of America in 1952 to 1960. And over there, oh.
And a Millhouse. The Millhouse family was a family with money. And so Mr. Millhouse gave each of the kids enough money to get a start in life. So he gave Frank Nixon enough money to buy approximately 10 acres of land, a little under 9 actually, and this kid house, which he made, and then 300 lemon and orange trees, which he planted. And this California pepper. This California pepper is 100 years old. He planted that in 1912 when he built this house. So the house is 100 years old this year. And then over there you see the white fence. On one side is dirt, on the other side is paved over, it's asphalt. Now that's hiking, riding, horseback or bike that goes from one end of Yorba Linda to the other. And that used to be a canal, and they pumped the water up from the Santa Ana River. That's how they irrigated all of the oranges, lemons, and avocado trees there. That is the bedroom. That was Frank and Hannah's bedroom, and that's the bedroom that President Nixon was born in. He was actually born in that bed. The headboard and footboard are the original. The mattress, of course, isn't. But the dresser, they got new mattresses. They turned them over for the first 30 years, and they finally bought some new. That's an original chest of drawers right there that they had. 90% of all the furniture in this house is original, because when Dad died, Frank died in the 50s, Mom died in the 60s. One of the daughters-in-law took all the furniture, put it in storage. So when we got the foundation got going and got the property, we got the furniture back. So that baby chair President Nixon ate in when he was a baby. And that's over 100 years old. And this table, he used to sit around. He said he learned the art of debate from his father, and an accordion and a saxophone. Most of his teachers were his uncles and aunts. Very well educated, that side of the family, the Millhouse. The picture up there, that is the 5 Nixon boys. The guy on the left is Harold. Harold died at the age of 23 from tuberculosis. Then there's President Nixon. The next one is Don. Don was a businessman in Southern California, died in his mid-70s. Little guy in the sailor suit was Arthur. Arthur died at the age of 7 from tuberculosis. It was a pretty terrible disease. Ed is still alive. He was born in 1930. So he is a retired geologist, lives in Seattle. He's down here a lot. But he never lived in this house because they sold it in 22. He was born in 30 in Whittier. And all the rest of the boys were born in hospitals, but President Nixon, they couldn't get to the hospital quick enough, so the doctor came and gave him. That's a bathroom across the way, but when they built the house, they didn't have indoor plumbing. So that was sort of like a pantry area. And then when they got into sewer lines and utilities, that's when they put in the bathroom. The stove and the icebox are not original. They're timepieces, because when they brought in utilities, they upgraded everything. So they continually are upgrading the stove and refrigerator, gas, electricity. That room there would be called maybe a mud room today, where she did the preserves, where the boys got their baths. That saddle there is Frank's saddle, because he worked as a ranch hand while they were waiting for the trees to bear fruit. You can barely make out the bottom of the steps, just on the other side of that wall. Very narrow, very steep. That goes up to the bedroom.